I know you guys think I forgot Russ, but I could speak all night about Russell. An emotional guy who will run through a wall for me. And I don't take it for granted. It's days where I want to just tackle you and tell you to snap out of it sometimes, but I know it's days you want to do the same thing with me. I love you, man. I love you.
Steele just picked Durant clean, then throws the ball behind Thompson, throws it away. Durant running to the rim. Oh! Oh, there are no words for how nasty these two All-Stars can be. Oh! Led by 3 with 7.1 remaining. Westbrook shows him the basketball. Goes to work! And sticks the dagger into the Rockets.
Well, you know what I'm going to say. That was nasty at this point in the game.
It's remarkable how he can find the room to get that shot away. Jackson's about a 6'3" point guard. Durant with the reverse two-handed jam.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another Legend Duos video. This one was highly requested. Obviously, we have the old OKC duo of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. So usually in the beginning of these videos, I show the builds, I break them down and all that type of stuff. But since I just recently posted my Legend KD build, and then last week I posted my Legend Russell Westbrook build, instead what I'll do is leave those videos in the description. So if you're curious what I would think of a Legend Russell Westbrook or a Legend KD build, those will be in the description. You can go check that out. But for today, to record this duo video, I hopped on my KD build. My boy Swag on his guard to represent Russell Westbrook, and we decided to go hit the twos and play as this old dynamic duo that OKC used to have. Now, these dudes went to the finals at just 23 years old, and who knows what they would have become had they stayed together in OKC. My question for you, comment it down below right now. Would KD and Russ have won a championship together if they stayed in OKC? Let me know what y'all think, man. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Let's get into this duo's video. So right off the bat, you know, Russ has got some hesitation whether he really wants to team up, but he's like, you know what? We'll do it for old time's sake. We'll bring back this dynamic duo that we once were. Now, first game, we're facing a facilitating finisher and a glass lock. It's a pretty decent little lineup. You know, you see he's got minimum arms on the glass lock, so you know he can shoot. The facilitating finisher just going to look to rim run. So they got a decent little game plan going. We got Russ and KD. Let's get right into it. Now, one thing I want to mention about this duo that they ended up splitting up. KD decided to leave. Well, in my opinion, I just went back and watched when the NBA showed, because you know they're showing the games on rerun right now, like past playoff games and stuff like that. I was watching the 2016 game where, remember when Steph Curry hit the deep three to beat OKC? I was watching that game, and one thing that really stood out to me was the fact that that OKC team really had terrible spacing, like terrible spacing, and I think Kevin Durant got really frustrated by that because, you know, constantly he was having to go at double and triple teams because of the lack of shooting. Now, that's not necessarily all on Russ. I know Russ isn't a great three-point shooter. We've talked about this before, but Russ can do other things really, really well. But the fact that they ran a lineup all the time of Westbrook, Andre Roberson, Steven Adams, like that's three guys who are non-shooters on the court at the same time. As Kevin Durant, one of the best players in the world, that could get frustrating, especially when it's like, you know, it seems like you're never getting over the hump. Now, one thing people tend to forget about the OKC team when these guys were together is they did get a little unlucky. They had a few years wasted due to injuries. I believe KD missed almost a whole season one year, and Russ missed almost a whole season one year. I remember, I think it was KD had a foot, Westbrook had a knee, I think. I forget exactly, but they always seem to be riddled with injury problems. And I remember, like I said, one year it was like Russ was playing without KD. One year KD was playing without Russ for like 60-something games each. It was definitely injury riddled, but I think what kind of put the nail in the coffin was you're up 3-1 on the defending champion Golden State Warriors, obviously, and then it kind of all falls apart. You guys blow a 3-1 lead. Golden State ends up going to the finals. That is kind of, I think, what kind of set KD over the top. And he was like, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm sick of this. A lot of people call it a weak move. I just hate the fact that it kind of ruined the competition in the league just because, you know, it was like the best team in the league was getting one of the best players in the league. It was over. Like, there was no, I said it before, unless that team got injured like we saw last year, no one was beating that Golden State Warriors team. But people forget how dynamic and good together Russ and KD were. It wasn't always a perfect match. Like, there was arguments, there was drama, all that stuff. But y'all got to realize, Kobe and Shaq weren't a perfect match either. There was arguments, there was drama, but they stayed together long enough, and they won 3 championships. Now, I'm not saying KD and Russ, if they stayed together, would have won 3 chips. But I do feel if they stayed together, they're winning at least 1. That's too much talent. If they made roster adjustments, surrounded them with some shooters, I'm not saying like the Rockets are doing right now with Harden and Westbrook, but something along the lines of at least having 2 other shooters out there, you know? Space the floor, let Russ attack. Space the floor, have them not be able to just send 2-3 defenders at KD at all times. Now all of a sudden, that team's almost unguardable. Like, you're not going to stop Westbrook from getting to the basket, and KD could get a bucket on literally anyone in the league whenever he wants. That's going to be a tough match. Eventually, you're going to win the championship for sure. But as you can see, KD taking over game 1. We win 22-0, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist for KD. In that one, he was kind of the dominant scoring option, not missing a shot, going 6 for 6. Game number 2, Westbrook's going to kind of take over. You know, we like to go back and forth. One game KD takes over, one game Westbrook takes over, and all that type of stuff, man. But listen, if you haven't already, if you're still watching, make sure y'all drop a like. Subscribe if you guys are new. About to hit 500,000 subs, man. 500,000. We might have already hit it by the time this video goes up. But at the time of recording it, we're at 499,000, man. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But we're in gameplay number 2. Westbrook is going to take this thing over. Now, if y'all remember, I mean, Westbrook is still a freak athlete by all stretches of imagination. Like, the dude is a freak. But in OKC, before, you know, he had a couple injuries and all that type of stuff, he was, I mean, you could say outside of prime Derrick Rose, the most athletic point guard ever. You could make the argument that he was more athletic than prime Derrick Rose. I would put them both as like 1A, 1B. Like, whoever you want to put as A and B, it don't matter. They're the 2 most athletic point guards we've ever seen. It was scary, some of the stuff Westbrook was doing. I mean, they list him at 6'3", and the dude was like, I mean, just go look up OKC Thunder highlights from younger Westbrook days. It was scary. But as I was saying, these dudes went to the NBA Finals at just 23 years old. It was only Westbrook's 4th season in the league. I think it was KD's 5th or 6th. I forget exactly. But they were both 23 years old, okay? 23 years old in the NBA Finals. They end up losing to LeBron and the Miami Heat. They won. They actually went up 1-0 in the series, by the way, but they ended up losing the series. I mean, you could say they were young. I mean, they were still very good, but I feel like there's that learning curve of like when you make that first deep playoff run, it's like everyone has to go through those hurdles. Like, you know, Mike had to lose to the Pistons, LeBron had to lose to the Mavericks. Like, they always have to go through learning experiences in the postseason. It's normal. So they get beaten in the NBA Finals by the Heat, and they never get back there. But as I was saying before, this is what people forget. In 2014, Westbrook got hurt. He only played 46 games, so he missed half the season. Then the next year in 2015, KD gets hurt. He only plays 27 games. He misses probably just about 3/4 of the season, or 2/3 of the season. Those are 2 seasons basically wasted that they were on the same team, but they didn't really get to play together. So the people that write this duo off saying, you know, oh, see, they made it to 1 finals and never made it back, you know, you're talking without context here. Then obviously, you know, yeah, they blew it in 2016. That's on them. They both played. They both were part of blowing that 3-1 lead. So that's on them. But, you know, I really feel if they had stayed together, they would eventually win the championship. Now, KD ended up leaving, getting his 2 rings. Russ still looking for his 1st ring. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of their careers play out. You know what I mean? They've both changed teams now. You know, Russ is over in Houston. KD's in Brooklyn with Kyrie. Interesting to see how that whole dynamic plays out, as I talked about in my KD video. But we'll end this thing off with a lob, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Like I said, coming up on 500,000 subscribers. Make sure y'all hit that sub button if you haven't already. This has been Legend KD and Westbrook taking over the park, man. Reuniting as a duo. Let me know what you guys think about this duo. Would they have won a championship or not? You guys think it was over for them? They split up at the right time? Or had they stayed together, they would have got it done eventually and won the championship? Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, drop a like if you enjoyed the video, man. Hopefully y'all staying safe with this COVID-19 going around. I got a whole bunch of banger videos lined up to keep you guys entertained during this quarantine. So make sure you hit that bell to have notifications on so you don't miss a video. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.